Hello, hello! Welcome to the Landscape and Learning training video, Loading the Trucks. In this video, we're going to review real quick how to best load your tools into our beautiful city vehicle. You might be wondering, why have a video of how to load the trucks? Well, that's a great question. Many times when our trucks aren't loaded properly, it can be incredibly frustrating and aggravating, not just for crew leaders, but for our supervisors too. So let's try to keep our trucks safe, organized, and clean so we all can be happy at the end of the day. Every time we work at our public parks, we always have our city vehicles parked with a sandwich sign and 2 orange cones hugging the sides of our parking area. This ensures that other vehicles can't park too close to our trucks while we're unloading and loading them throughout the day. Depending on how you park, place the cones accordingly so others will keep their distance. Inside the trucks, we keep our glove box, our toolbox, our cleaning supplies, all the handheld tools used by youth during the day, and if there's room, the igloo as well as the ice chest. In the back of the trucks, we keep our power tools, the sandwich sign, the cones, and possibly a wheelbarrow if you're assigned to work with one during the season. So as you can see, the trucks are pretty freaking tiny. How do we even fit the tools in there? Is it even possible? Surprise, surprise, it is possible. While this may look difficult to do, we'll see in the next steps just how feasible loading your truck can be. Before loading the tools, we have to prep the inside of the truck. First, we fold up the back seat chairs and place a blue tarp on the floor underneath the seats. Next, we place a blue tarp on the undersides of the seats and use the inside of the folded seat to hold it up. The first layer of tools that we load into the truck are those with smaller heads that have an easier time to lie flat on the floor. Notice how we use a crisscross pattern to conserve space and lift up tools which may not be able to lie flat on the floor. You can use the space underneath the front seats for the tail ends of your tools. This strategically helps our tools fit in the back of the truck as most of them are too long to lie straight from one door to the other. In the following layers, we place tools according to head size and weight, starting with the smaller headed yet heavier items such as the push broom and the pointed and flat-headed shovels. Next, we place our tools with larger heads but that are lighter overall. This includes the steel-headed rake, our plastic leaf rakes, our scoop shovels, and last but not least, our metal leaf rakes. Notice how the crisscross pattern of loading the tools continues, and how the heads of the tools are carefully placed on top of one another. This task is also more easily and carefully done with 2 people on each side of the truck, making sure that none of the tools are getting crushed on either end. Finally, if there is space within the holes created by our crisscross pattern, we can fit our igloo, ice chest, cones, and trash bins, which we normally use to hold our trash pickers and loppers. And that, folks, is how you load the inside of our most common city trucks. If you receive one of our smaller trucks, the loading process is similar. Just be sure to play with the angle of your tools so they fit snugly without being crushed by the back doors. Another thing you'll need to do in this tighter space is place some of the longer tools laid across on top of the back seats. Be careful when setting this up and make sure that the tail ends of the tools are placed securely next to the headrests so that they don't smash the back window of our trucks. Additionally, with all of our trucks, we want to be extra careful with the heads of our more fragile and longer tools, as they can easily get smashed by the doors of our trucks. To prevent this sort of situation, make sure the tool loading process is always done with care and attention. Even when we feel rushed, take the time you need for the tools so that they can live long and happy lives within the L&L program. Now that we know how to load the insides of our trucks, let's see how we can load the cargo bed, which is the back of the truck. Start by placing a green tarp on one side of the cargo bed, with part of the tarp laid across the floor. Next, with 2 people, load the power tools onto the bed, in the space where the tarp was laid. Be sure that both the leaf blower and the weed whacker are placed upright, as gas within the tool's canisters can leak into other areas of the machine and severely damage them. Next, we secure both tools with a braided cable that will lock to one of the corners of the bed. Place the cable with any closed loops you can find on the power tools. Once the power tools are secure, place the green tarp over both items so they are hidden from view as well as protected from any possible rain and intense sunshine. Lastly, be sure to put your sandwich sign in the back of the truck. This is a heavy item that can slip around and damage your vehicle, so be sure it is lying flat or is well supported and anchored when lying on its side. To lock the power tools, there is a hidden metal clip on each back or front corner of the truck. The key of your lock is located on your car keys keychain. Be sure to loop in both ends of your braided cable onto your lock, and finally hook the lock onto the metal clip. Test out if your lock is secure before moving on. Congratulations, you are now officially trained on how to load the trucks the better way. Remember, the most important part to loading the trucks is that the tools are treated with care. So if you have other ideas on how to load things well, please don't hesitate to bring it up with your supervisors.